the Mandalorian. His body is shielded by berserker armour, his face is hidden behind a T-visored mask, and his past is wrapped in mystery. He is battle-worn and tight-lipped, a formidable bounty hunter in an increasingly dangerous galaxy. Hello, and welcome to Centaurian's Corner, and today we are reviewing The Mandalorian. This guy dropped on Triple Force Friday. I took my time trying to get him because they ran out, but I did pre-order him on in-demand toys, and it cost me $19.99, which is just the right price for the character. Didn't pay over the odds and didn't pay less. And to be honest, this guy is probably the most anticipated character out of the Triple Force Friday, which covered from The Rise of Skywalker. What else we got? We got the game, and then we got The Mandalorian, which is dropping in America next month on the Disney Plus service. So us in the UK and Europeans and everywhere else, we're going to have to wait for it. So by the time it comes out, we probably found other means of kind of watching the series. But yeah, I mean, here he is, looking pretty fine in the box. We've got his two weapons there and him in the middle. And this kind of weapon here, kind of reminiscence of Boba Fett from the holiday special. As we don't know who this guy is. Could be Boba Fett's son. It could be Boba Fett. You know, we don't know yet. We've got his pencil drawing on the side, looking very Boba Fett-ish. That's definitely for sure. Apart from this little stripe here, but it's just the kind of pose as well. Looks a bit like a Boba Fett. And on the side, we've got the Mandalorian, and just on the side, it's kind of cut out with Mandlo. I don't know why they do this. They just shrink it down, get it in the box. We'll just keep it black. I have no idea. It's number 94, and on the back we have his bio and his picture. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Right, so here he is in his blister pack, and I must say he actually looks pretty tall. I really like his armour as well. So I'll get him out, have a little first play with him, and then I'll take him away, take some pictures, and then I'll come back with a review, and at the end I'll show those pictures that I've done. He's in there and his cape goes through the back, and yeah, looks alright. Kind of wish this was cloth, to be honest, but yeah, his helmet looks a lot better than I thought. I've seen a lot of pictures around and it looked really squish, but it actually looks alright in the flesh, to be honest. So what I'll do, I'll take him away and see you in a mo. Hello, so welcome back. I've been away, taken some photos, done this guy some poses and see what he's really capable of. And yeah, kudos to Hasbro for obviously having a new character that's not really been seen screen time yet. But the detail that's on him is pretty cool. And there's a few little hindrance that's a bit annoying, to be honest. But also there's really other pluses as well. So in all, he's a good character. But there's just a few bits that just kind of let him down a little bit. But with that, we'll get into the review and I'll point those out as we go through. So he comes with two accessories. One of his little pistols. I've put him on a stand because he does have a tendency to fall over, and that's one of his annoyingness parts, really. And his feet are too big as well to actually get the whole foot into it. But yeah, he comes with this little blaster. Kind of bit of reminiscence of like the old type original trilogy guns, which looks like they're based on sort of old World War II style ones. And yeah, it just fits in his hand just nice. He's got a trigger finger, and I've had a bit of problems with getting these guns into his hands, but yeah, just fits in there, which is pretty cool. And then also he's got a holster on his right hip with a little peg for the strap, and that just pops in through there, and then we can just pop that in just to secure it in, which is quite nice. And his other accessory is his rifle, and that just sort of pegs in on the back. And paint applications on here, and as I said earlier, it's really kind of like the holiday special Boba Fett gun, or he kind of had like a sort of hook thing and had these little taser parts on the end. It's just slightly annoying. There's a lot of paint sort of scratches and all that on here because I can't really get it into his hand. It just feels really thick that I just really can't get it in. I found it quite hard to get it into his trigger hand, and actually in doing so I crushed his thumb, and as of yet I still haven't actually got it in place. So I did pull it into this hand as it's a bit wider, but there's no trigger finger on there, so it kind of just sort of holds it really, which is annoying. So now I've got a lot of sort of brown paint and bits all that over his hand, but it does have a peg on the side there. And this is another one of his upsetness parts as well, is that we have this sort of brown strap, and he's got a peg in the back of his armour part there as well. So you just have to sort of like bend him back really so it fits into place, and then you can put that peg in, but it's not really secure. It doesn't go in far enough, it sticks out too much. And his cape is just a bit off centre really. You can either sort of try and put it underneath it, but if it went in a bit more, it'd be fine. But then it sticks out over the top. The cape is kind of sort of like over his shoulder, so it should be sitting about here. But it's so loose that it kind of feels like it always wants to go back. And when it does go back, it knocks this out of place. So the only thing that holds it in really is just the strap. So putting in like a mechanism for that, and not really paying attention to what it's actually going to be doing with this, it's just a bit annoying on sort of Hasbro's part really. Because with the cape, I suppose it is a bit of accessory, but you can't really sort of take it off. I tried taking his head off, but it kind of always wants to sit here, so it's like flush to his back, and that's where it feels comfortable around his neck. But retrospect, it's actually supposed to hang there, so it would be nice to actually sort of had a peg or something, or it just didn't move much, or it was kind of maybe glued in place. It would hinder his arm movement, but I would kind of rather that rather than this cape kind of sort of being a bit loose and a bit heavy, because this cape pulls him back because it is quite sturdy. So maybe they could have got away with it by doing a cloth cape. It would have been probably 10 times better. Yeah, they wouldn't have got all this detail in there, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather a cloth, and that's saying something from me, to be honest. But yeah, while he's here, we can go into his articulation, and he can look up, he can look down, left, right. His arms can come up, and these bits are sort of a bit rubbery, so it does push up a little bit. And he's got a rotation there as well. He's got a rotation at the elbow, and also he's got rotation at his wrist rocket sort of gauntlet parts here, which is pretty cool. So we've got this hinge part here, so actually we can twist that around, and now his hinge goes up and down, and that is brilliant. Just doing that, he can hold the rifle in much different areas and hold his guns in much different ways. It's a really good idea for them doing that. I only found that out because my elbow was back to front on this one. It was kind of really twisted around, and this bit kept sticking out the bottom, and then I realised that this could twist, so it went into place now, so it goes flush. So just in case that your guys have got that, then you can actually twist this bit around to get it into place, so his elbow's not back to front anymore. Yeah, so he's got his sort of wrist hinges, and then we've got this nice kind of sort of rotation here, and he's got the ab crunch as well, and it's a really nice one because it's quite high up and there's nothing really hindering. So yeah, he's got a really good sort of solid movement there. His legs, they can come out this far. They do feel quite loose though, unfortunately. They do feel a little bit sort of wibbly wobbly, and because of that he falls over because of the cape. So his legs are not stiff enough to keep him up. He's got an upper thigh rotation. He's got a double jointed knee, which comes up to there. He can kick his leg out this far, and then he can kick his leg back this far. And he's got like a sort of rocker and his pivot on his foot, like most characters have. So articulation wise, because of this, that's really good. It's just unfortunately some of his loose. His head's quite loose, his leg's quite loose, so he does feel a bit wibbly wobbly everywhere you want to put him up. And because of this, it's quite hindrance, and it pulls him back, and it doesn't fit in the right places. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. But apart from that, I mean, one of his other sort of like kudos things is his sculpt, and yeah, it's done really nice. So we've got his face, or his helmet, shall we say, and just looking around it, it's pretty cool. And you can see like there's reminiscence of a Mandalorian armor, but then again it's a little bit different, so it's more sort of rounded up here. We haven't got all the sort of like the brow bit that follows around and the ear parts, and this bit's more elonged as well compared to like a normal traditional Boba Fett. So I just bring in Django actually, so you can tell it's a lot smaller, but then his helmet is actually a helmet with a character underneath it. But this here is more sort of like narrowed, when this one's a lot wider. Feels more flatter at the front. So yeah, it's still got the sort of T-visor part there, but it kind of reminds me of like an older version, you know, before these ones come out. It was like kind of more like an old type knight more than anything. And also looking at his head, I just sort of noticed as well when I moved him up, he's actually got a chin in the helmet, so there must be like a blank face underneath there or something like that, which is a bit strange. But yeah, I think it's quite cool that there's a little sort of balaclava chin that you can see. And then looking at his arms, so we've got this kind of sort of old type armor part, and he's kind of traditional sort of bounty hunter where he's all made of different armors. So we've got the Mandalorian wrist rockets here, a little bit slimmed down versions compared to Boba Fett and Django. On this side we've got a Scarif shoulder bell. We've got the sort of plate bit in the middle of a Mandalorian, I suppose, a little bit shorter there. And we've got his flight jacket and sort of body armor of leather, which is different colours here to here, rather than the other ones where they normally be one colour. And yeah, his leather belt looks pretty cool as well. We've got all these sort of extra sort of doobies and ammo parts. We've got the clip, and the leather's done nice as well. All around here we've got these other parts, and then coming around got all these other bits. And yeah, it's done nice. And we've got these little flat bits, they're connected, and the actual belt on this part is actually glued in place rather than this part. Going down to his thighs, we've got all the sort of bashed up different plates of armour. We've got like a Mandalorian belt part here. Unfortunately these bits are not silver, so it's the only bit that's not really weathered. And then again we've got the Scarif sort of like leg shin guard with an extra few sort of shells around there. We've got little pouches, we've got straps. There's just lots going on with this character, and he's got these little brown sort of shoes. Unfortunately it's a different colour to the rest, so they do sort of stick out a little bit, and they do look like he's got old man working shoes on rather than finishing off the boot. And we've got the holster just there, and on the back is pretty bland. And also we've got this sort of traditional Mandalorian kind of back plate, but no hole, no jetpack. So it's the first time we have a little Mandalorian without a jetpack, unfortunately. So he's a walking guy. So now we've got the Mandalorian from the TV show. We've got Boba Fett to finish off on the archive line, and then we got Django Fett, and then we've got my custom Boba Fett from Return Jedi, and then we've got prototype Boba Fett. So yeah, I mean, in all guys, this guy is definitely a must buy. It's unfortunately about his cape really on the back. Maybe there might be quite a good sort of custom tutorial out there to make some capes, but yeah, it's just that's his letdown, unfortunately, because it just hinders his movement. But as an action figure, yeah, brilliant. I mean, there's a couple out there for those collectors. There's a carbonized version where it's a bit more shiny. there's also the first edition out there, which is it comes in a white box, but it's the same as this figure. So whatever you're after at the moment, it's time to buy them while you still can pre-order and while they're still floating around. And you know, I'm sure he might even go up in price soon when the Mandalorian comes out, because this guy's going to be around and then he'll sell out because of Triple Force Friday. So guys, that's my review. Thanks for joining me on this one. You can subscribe, you can comment, you can follow me on Instagram from the description down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.